WWE Bash in Berlin 2024 results. Highlights as Gunther, Rhodes, CM Punk win their matches. One of the newest premium live events in WWE took place Saturday with Bash in Berlin, marking another pay-per-view across the pond for the company, but the first ever in Germany. It was not a heavy card with only 5 matches scheduled to take place, but 3 of them were for titles, including the Undisputed WWE Championship match between friends Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, as well as the World Heavyweight Championship bout between Gunther and the icon Randy Orton. The women's tag titles were on the line as well, and 2 of the top feuds in wrestling had another battle. European crowds have given WWE an electric atmosphere this year, and this time around, we were treated to one of the greatest crowds of all time. Here's everything that happened during the Bash in Berlin. When is the next WWE PPV event? WWE's next PPV event will be NXT No Mercy, scheduled for September 1st at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. The next international PPV event will be Crown Jewel on November 2nd from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Gunther vs. Randy Orton for the World Championship. The Ring General's first title defense as the World Heavyweight Champion came against the Viper, Randy Orton. After over a year as the Intercontinental Champion, many people expect Gunther to maintain his newest title for a considerable length of time. As Gunther entered the ring, the man normally known for being pure business couldn't contain his excitement to perform in front of the Berlin crowd, giving them a "Let's go!" before crawling into the ring. Another big moment came just moments later when Gunther's lackey Ludwig Kaiser grabbed the mic from Samantha Irvin and addressed the crowd in German. It was only fitting that he would announce Gunther's participation as well. The moment the match started, the crowd erupted in a German song, keeping Gunther and Randy Orton from going after one another. It was clear they were excited to see these two titans duke it out. The beginning of the fight was a tremendous display of athleticism from both wrestlers. Every headlock was immediately countered. Every time someone got the upper hand, it would be reversed almost instantaneously. The first person to get a legitimate upper hand was Gunther, who put Orton's left hand in a tough hold behind his back. Orton was able to force a break by reaching the ropes though. This fight had numerous breaks due to the crowd getting too excited. Orton even played into it at one point, raising his hands during a break in the action to gauge the crowd's response. Orton told Gunther to do it as well, but the Ring General, ever the professional, did not. Soon after, the match would get moved outside the ring, where Orton dominated Gunther, launching him onto the announcer's table 4 times. When the match got back into the ring, Orton continued to physically dominate Gunther, something we haven't seen happen often. Orton went as far to embarrass Gunther, putting the Ring General's head under his knee while Orton nodded to the crowd. It took quite a while before Gunther started to gain some momentum, and any momentum he had gained was halted when he injured his right hand. Every chop, punch, or elbow he landed with that hand made the Ring General grimace in pain. Gunther still managed to hold his own though, until Orton hit Gunther with a quick jab to the face, an illegal move, right in front of the referee, which led to a DDT with Gunther on the second rope. Orton had the opportunity to win after that move, but with the crowd chanting for an RKO, Orton didn't opt for the pin. Once Gunther got up, Orton attempted an RKO, but was caught by Gunther, who kicked Orton in the chest. Gunther attempted to follow that up with 2 power bombs, but each time his injured arm gave out, arguably saving Orton's hopes of the title. The third time was the charm though. After Orton nearly recovered and was able to turn the fight around, Gunther finally landed the power bomb, only for Orton to kick out at 2. Orton retaliated with his first RKO of the match, but he was unable to turn his finisher into a victory. Both fighters were exhausted. Gunther was seriously hurt, and Orton took the opportunity to build a platform out of the steel steps, which he repeatedly bounced Gunther off of, before slamming him through the announcer's table. Orton dragged Gunther back into the ring, but let the crowd get to him. He started to showboat, giving Gunther just enough time to recover and avoid Orton's next RKO. Gunther immediately turned that failed RKO into a sleeper hold. Gunther maintained that hold for about 45 seconds before Orton broke free. But Gunther would immediately land a chop to Orton's back and regrip the sleeper hold. Even when Orton tried to break the hold by carrying Gunther on his back and slamming him, Gunther popped right back up to re-equip his sleeper hold. Eventually, it became too much for Orton to bear. Despite dominating for most of the fight, Gunther got the finishing blow, forcing Orton unconscious with a nearly 3-minute consecutive sleeper hold. Gunther is still the World Heavyweight Champion. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio vs. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. The love triangle between Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio earned a new chapter today as the new power couple of Dirty Dom and Women's World Champion Liv Morgan went to battle against Dom's former teammates in the Terror Twins Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. However, the couple looked anything but powerful as the match started. Damian Priest went to town on Dominic Mysterio, putting all of his anger into massacring Mysterio with back elbows and kicks to the face. Before Priest could finish the match, Morgan made the tag with Mysterio, and much like Priest, Ripley absolutely dominated the beginning of her matchup against Liv Morgan. No matter who was in the ring, Mysterio and Morgan looked outclassed and on their way to an embarrassing defeat. It wasn't until Morgan distracted Priest from outside the ring when Mysterio would get a hit in, launching Priest into the steel steps, and then flipping onto Priest for a cover attempt. Mysterio started taking control of the match afterwards, landing tornado DDTs and even putting Priest in a headlock before Priest was finally able to tag Rhea Ripley. Unlike Priest, Ripley continued her domination from earlier, hitting Morgan with running knees, German suplexes, and even an elbow to the face before slamming Dominic Mysterio and putting him in a headlock with her legs. Rhea's domination would lead way to a double razor's edge decimating Morgan and Mysterio. Before Priest could finish the match though, the rest of Judgment Day, J.D. McDonough, Carlito, and Finn Balor came out of the woodworks to protect their teammates. Priest was unable to overcome the attack, giving Mysterio an opportunity to win after landing a 619. Priest kicked out though. Ripley re-entering the ring was all the Terror Twins needed to win the match. Ripley landed a backbreaker and riptide on Morgan, while Priest ensured no one from Judgment Day could interfere any longer. In the end, Ripley would pin Morgan for the win. Drew McIntyre vs. CM Punk strap match. This fight started before the match began. During CM Punk's entrance, McIntyre took advantage when Punk turned his back and started attacking Punk before the pair were even strapped together. After McIntyre threw Punk back into the ring, McIntyre strapped his own arm and then asked the referee